Need high-quality video to promote your event, business, or band? We can help.
We're Pixel Pond, a video production team based in the Pacific Northwest, providing high-quality content to clients across the U.S. and Canada.
Whether you want coverage of your live event to promote for next year, or need a camera and a camera operator for your next big project, we can accommodate projects of all sizes.
Your story is important. Visit pixelpondllc.com or send an email to info@pixelpondllc.com to get started today. We can't wait to work with you.
Parental warning. This podcast contains references to face riding, chest melons, I like big butts and I cannot lie, and one instance of disturbing mouth noises. Please podcast responsibly.
Coming up on Gamers Week podcast.
The first question that I had when I saw the list for the cast for the new Street Fighter movie was, does Ryan approve of the casting for Cammy?
I was going to ask that.
And the way that she's going to wear the beret.
Who is playing Cammy?
Mel Jarnson.
I have yet to see a picture showing her cheeks.
That's the important part.
Release the cheeks!
I hope that there is some fan service from the original.
Of course.
So I hope Jean-Claude Van Damme shows up in like the crowd and gets like punched in the face or something. You know? Kylie Minogue.
Yeah.
Right? Wouldn't mind seeing her cheeks either. There's a theme. Yes, there is a theme.
Yeah, there's a theme.
Had chili this evening. It's no bueno.
Do you need to like open the door, vent it out a little bit?
This episode of Gamers Week podcast is brought to you by Febreze, Lux, Air Mist, Ocean. When Donnie has had chili. Did you hear it?
Yes.
Oh, that is a pleasant scent. I like that.
Oh. What'd you say? It was Ocean Breeze?
It is Ocean. It just says Ocean. That's it. It's like the Kramer, the ocean.
Smells like rotten fish or
and dead bodies.
The chat is quite busy. Should we get going?
Let's do this.
Sure.
Where's your head at?
Where's your head at? Where's your... And that's why I don't do 2 shows a night anymore, babe. I won't do it. All right. Oh, hey, it's the Mario stuff. We gotta get rid of that Mario and Donkey Kong. Hey, bye. That was left over from
Have we had enough of Donkey Kong's nipples for a while?
Ah!
My nipples are so hard.
That sounded a little Sean Connery-ish.
It's from South Park, and it is Mel Gibson who is tweezing his nipples during the episode.
Oh, my nipples are so tender, don't squeeze them anymore.
Okay. I have not seen that one. Yep. Anywho. I think we should go ahead and start this episode.
Let's do it.
Welcome to Gamers Week podcast. And like the name says, we analyze the best, worst, and weirdest headlines of the past week in the video game industry. This is episode 182, and today is Wednesday, September 10th, 2025. My name is donniegretro, and I will be your host this evening, but we are not alone. The royal we. I am not alone. But yeah.
I was going to say. Was this X-Files? We are not alone.
We are legion. We are many. My first co-host is coming out with her own line of furniture. They're chairs that look like men with beards. Blue, would you care to explain that one to us?
I think they're going to be extremely popular with a certain subset because, yes, as the meme that I posted in the Discord said, when you see a handsome guy with a beard, it looks like a fun place to sit.
If it fits, I sit.
Mm-hmm.
My second co-host believes in Santa Claus, the Tooth Fairy, leprechauns, and that the Bills will make it to the Super Bowl this year. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ryan Payne, who's wearing... what are you wearing tonight?
I'm wearing a Josh Allen jersey. Thank you very much.
The very subtle flag in the background as well.
Oh, what?
Oh, I didn't even see that.
From? Oh my goodness.
I'm being 100% honest. I didn't even notice the Bills flag.
You're just so wrapped up in Ryan's beauty.
I was.
Understandable.
Yeah, especially since he flashed us the lower halves before we went live. Mm-hmm. You know, just kind of hard. Yeah. Walked right into that one.
Freudian slip.
Yes, very important. But I think we should say that we just, at this moment, got a brand new Patreon member.
Oh, we
Sirum 11590.
Oh, no kidding.
Hey, welcome to our community. We can't wait to see you in the Discord and hang out with us and corrupt your evil mind. Want to start your own podcast? Maybe with soothing kazoo music to help enrich your pet manatee while it's home alone. I don't think I can do a kazoo. No, never mind. You'll need a place to host your show. Buzzsprout has a user-friendly interface, great analytics, and resources to help grow your audience. Use the link in the description to get a $20 credit when you sign up for a paid plan, and $20 is $20. All right, let's jump into our reviews, reactions, and requests. Ben Magnet says, my fiance heard about Silksong and asked if I have Hollow Knight. I do on the PS5. Now she started playing it, and I will be starting my file later today. Hope we're making you proud, Writers View.
I have never been more proud. 2 new converts to the Church of Hollow Knight. The Radiance be praised.
The night time is the right time.
When is the right time? Sheriff Snack says, when I heard the Donkey Kong country music, I grinned from ear to ear. Thanks for putting that in there. I played through that game 1 billion times. I remember thinking when it came out that the graphics would never be better. LOL.
I was there too. I was stunned by the graphics. Mm-hmm. And looking at it now, it's like, all right. I mean, not comparing it, but just saying, I don't think it's necessarily was such a huge step up as what I perceived it at the time. So
I think it was a huge step up based on what we'd seen before, but now we've come so far since then that when we go play it now, it's still a beautiful game, but it's not quite as bright and shiny as it was.
Absolutely.
And Go Hobo Go says the worst part about not being able to make it to the live stream is when you listen on Friday and you think of a really good joke or quote that would have been perfect at the time. Instead, I tell the joke to myself as I sit crying in the corner of my shower.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously, we would love you to make the live show, but, you know, we'd be happy to listen to your jokes. Send us an email. Let us know. We want to hear that stuff.
I mean, all of us spend plenty of time crying in the corners of our own showers, so we get it.
Oh, shit. You're right.
Yeah.
All by myself. All right, let's go ahead and jump into our patron shoutouts.
We couldn't do what we do without the help of our gorgeous patrons. Here are the generous folks supporting Gamers Week on Patreon. And we have a new patron to announce as of 2.5 minutes ago, I think. A big thank you and welcome to Sirum11590. They'll be joining, have a structured settlement or annuity and need cash now. Call your boy J.D. Wentworth at 877-CASH-NOW. Mega Retroman, Gamatroid, Moradib, Michael. I ate cream berets for breakfast, and right now I'm very hungry. And that's as good as you're gonna get. Look, Emo-esque, Bill Tucker, you know, the bleeps, the sweeps, and the creeps. Fruitcakes, I hate it when my shorts gets twisted. Pickled pepper, ducks with thick thighs. Absolutely the best podcast, a work in progress. Bots and Dugnut, Blues Little Sis, Loudmoth, Retro Blast Pat, B&T Zilla Guy, the Mad Milkman, Seven Castle Forest, Crunchy Kong, Sheriff Snacks, a Sheriff the Handsome Chef, excuse me, because it is Chef Appreciation Week. Frank Grande, Love Retro BTW, Steven Sand, Ramboski, Terry Canair, Don't Make Me, Pull This Car Over, Games with Coffee, Hybrid Divide, You Fall Before Me, Davey PGH, The Pixel Pawn Family, including Shannon and Luke, Zach, aka Old Cluster Nuts, Puzzle Butter, Number One Blue Sick Voice Fan, John Barron, Sassy Sony, and Evil Lust. If you like what you hear today, and we really hope you do, please consider joining us on Patreon. Your support helps cover the cost of producing the show, as well as other cool stuff we'll be doing, like prizes and giveaways. You'll also gain access to our bi-weekly patron-only bonus cast called Gamers Week Uncut, Patrons with Benefits. Visit patreon.com/gamersweek or follow the link in the show notes to learn more. Did you turn your video off instead of your mic to do that, Donnie?
No, I accidentally hit the wrong button and then I turned my video back on, Blue.
It says loading video on our side.
Are you kidding me?
We can't see you.
No.
I can see it on the stream.
Oh, no, because, well, in on your side of things, I get that. But we can't see you, which I will say I'm not complaining. Just
you dick.
Well, if the chat can see you, I suppose that's all that matters.
I did not mean to press the video button. I apologize. It's just things happen, okay?
out of all the problems we're having with Zencast, so you're pulling this shit now.
I'm poking the bear. I'm like, hey, do something. Well, on that note, let's jump into the headlines.
All right, this headline segment is proudly sponsored by Absolutely the Best Podcast, a work in progress. Each episode, George and Zach discuss and rank all the best things, starting with deep dives into every movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This week, they've got a trivia question. Sony PlayStation's launched in North America 30 years ago this week. What year did Sony stop making the original PS? Visit them at absolutelythebest.net or follow the link in the show notes.
Oh, I thought it launched in 94.
Based off of this, though?
You know that Zach checked.
Well, not only that, is it was surprising because it wouldn't be mundane. It wouldn't be like, oh, as soon as the PlayStation 2 came out. Thank you.
I love that voice.
And so the other thought to me, too, is like, was there someone else who was making it? So, like, if you look at Tech Toys in Brazil, they were still making the Sega Master System into like the early 2000s there.
Yeah,
so
but
I'm wondering if it's something like that.
I don't think any other company was tasked or had the rights to develop a PlayStation. I think it was just all
the
Sony.
Original PlayStation. Yeah. All right. So it came out in 1995 in North America, 94, probably in Japan. Let's say it had a run of 10 years. I'm going to go 2000. You know what? We'll give it one extra year. I'm going to say 2006.
That was my guess as well, actually.
Yeah, I was thinking 2004 to 2006 because typically, I mean, I don't want to say each system has a run of like 10 years, but if you look at the Super Nintendo or the regular Nintendo, like the regular Nintendo, they stopped in the early 90s or the mid 90s. Actually, it was mid to late 90s.
Mid to late, yeah. With the
so that thing,
top loader.
That thing had a hell of a run. So. So you're both saying 2006. I'll say 2005.
The answer is
redacted.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Who was still buying a PlayStation?
Redacted.
The people who didn't want to buy a PlayStation 2, I guess.
Or a PlayStation 3. Holy crap.
Like a brand new one, too. I don't know.
All right, so first up in this week's headlines, Hollow Knight Silksong's reviews are slowly eroding as players find it too difficult. It's no secret at this point that Hollow Knight Silksong's launch has been a smashing success, so much so that the game crashed online PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, and PC stores as players rushed to download it on launch day. The latest data highlighting the Metroidvania game's strong start comes from Alinea Analytics, which states that the Hollow Knight sequel has already seen more than 5 million players since releasing September 4th. However, you only need to glance on social media to see that some folks have been struggling with their journey through Farloom. Many are even going so far as to say that Silksong is way too difficult to be enjoyable, or harder for the sake of being harder. Despite being an overall amazing game, Silksong is still a Souls-like at heart, which means it aims to test your skills at almost every corner. And as time has gone by, Silksong's review aggregation on Steam, excluding Chinese and other ones that were proven to be review bombing the game en masse due to translation issues, has been decreasing. From 80% positive yesterday to 77% positive today, there is a clear downward trend in the reviews. This is out of 93,296 reviews at the time of writing, so a pretty substantial sample size. Scouring the negative comments, there is one primary theme: difficulty. Players are complaining, and not in small numbers, that Silksong is way too difficult, bordering on unfair. For its part, Team Cherry is well aware of player struggles and has promised an upcoming patch looking to fine-tune the difficulty in the game's early areas. I say, no, nay, Team Cherry. Keep it as it is. Tell the players to play it as it lies. Shut the f*** up and just play the game and get good.
If memory serves me right, didn't this similar storyline happen when the Elden Ring DLC came out? Oh, yeah. And people were like, this was like way too hard. It's like, did you know what you were getting into? I mean, if this was your first time playing Elden Ring, yeah, I get it. It sucks and it's hard. But it's a game that has that reputation, so you should know.
You had to get through a certain part in Elden Ring anyways before you could even get to the point where you could access the DLC. So you had to prove yourself. You couldn't just be a new player jumping into the DLC. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you make a good point. And Terry Kinnair in the Discord brought that up initially. And I thought it's a perfect analogy in that Shadow of the Erdtree is to Silksong what Elden Ring is to Hollow Knight. So they're pretty comparable in that the original games are, yes, don't do the math because
it worked out. Actually.
It works out. Trust me.
Gonna uncross my eyes on that one.
Because they're both sequels or additions to games that were famously difficult. But if you look into the communities that play these games, people have absolutely broken them. They know how to speed run them, no hit runs, level 1 runs, all this kind of stuff. People make those runs their bit. It's crazy what they can do. So if you're the dev and you know that this community is looking for more, you can't just have your next game be the same. You have to dial it up, knowing that these people have already mastered what you've given them before. They have the skills already. That same learning curve is not going to be there. So you have to dial it up. And if you didn't, they would be disappointed in you. But of course, it's a no-win situation because everybody who never played Hollow Knight is jumping into Silksong going, what the f*** is this?
Simon Escher brings up a true point. He said they hit us with lost levels. There's a reason that we got Doki Doki Panic, reskin of Doki Doki Panic, because apparently Mario 2, the real one, which is way too hard for Western audiences, as we'll put it. I have a tendency, though, to agree with you, Bill, with Blue.
That's a new one.
Right. I have a tendency to agree with you on this one that, what made you popular, what the fans are true fans of the series are looking for, they're delivering on. So, I mean, you're not going to please everybody. It was like Led Zeppelin doesn't make music that everybody likes. They led that up to the Bee Gees. Donnie.
Jive talking.
Have yourself a game that challenges you. That's what they want. Give the people what they want. And you know what? If that was just too difficult for you, then go back and play regular Hollow Knight, get used to it, and then find your way back.
I'm only lost because I want to be, Terry. Okay. It's not like I'm so freaking lost in the game that I'm like, oh my God, this is so hard. This is so difficult. I can't find. No, it's just, I didn't have the time to sit there and focus on the game. I was just going through it. And this is a game of exploration. It's a game of exploration and mastery. And for people to sit here and say that it's too hard, you need to dial it down so I can play it. You know what? We don't have to tailor everything for you. That's the way everything is going nowadays. It's like, you need to adjust this so you can fit me and accommodate me. No, we don't. They don't. Nobody has to. So either you decide to get good at this game and put in the practice, or go play something else. Plain and simple.
I mean, and I will agree with people in that Silksong is harder than Hollow Knight. Hands down, it's harder than Hollow Knight. For example, in Hollow Knight, some of the bosses have some attacks that do 2 damage. So you start out with like your 5 masks. So essentially 5 hit points. Some of the bosses have attacks that will take 2 of those hit points from you. In Silksong, all of the bosses take 2 hits the whole time. Having played Hollow Knight before, I walked in, I got hit, it took two of my masks and I went, oh, that's the level we're at. I already knew what they were trying to do because I play Hollow Knight. So I was like, okay, better get good because these bosses aren't fucking around. So it's a step up. Either you're okay with that and you're still going to play it, or I guess you're not.
Rip that Band-Aid off pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah. And I have gotten my ass handed me so many times. Like, this game is making me question whether I'm actually as good at games as I think I am.
Imposter.
I feel like I'm bad at games now from playing Silksong. But
Silksong, the existential crisis.
yeah, kind of. But the people in our Discord are monsters. Like Terry Canares, the first one, like we all suspected, the first one to have finished the game.
He actually finished it already.
Yeah, he finished it already.
Wow.
It's Terry, duh.
Of course it's Terry. Sanity apparently could finish the game if he wanted to, but he's still trying to clear the whole map. But actually the winner is Luke of the Pixel Pond family, including Shannon and Luke, who beat it the first weekend.
Wow.
Yes. So, I mean, there are those monsters out there who took Silksong and made it their bit.
And
that's insane.
This is not to say that, you know, you're not allowed to play something on easy mode or normal mode or what have you. If the game has that option, by all means, play it on whatever setting that you like, that whatever makes you comfortable. But in games like this, which clearly doesn't have a difficulty setting, it's one difficulty.
So far.
You was so far. Well, let's hopefully that the devs don't be like, well, let's go ahead and
no, they're not. But like with Hollow Knight, once you beat it, you unlocked Steel Soul mode, which is permadeath.
Yeah, that's yeah.
So there's one difficulty so far, and then when you beat the game, you get more difficulty.
This is the most difficult game you've played so far.
So far.
What was the mode in Diablo that? Once you die, you're dead. Your character's dead. You have to start all over.
It's like hardcore nightmare, something like that.
Hardcore mode, I think. So basically, it's a hardcore mode. So if you die, you're screwed. You're starting all over again.
Yeah, and there's a lot of discourse online about normalizing playing games on easy and not being judged for playing games on easy, and that's perfectly fine. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But I also think conversely, you should not pressure anyone to dumb a game down. Just so you can do that.
No.
Completely agree.
You need to put in the work. You need to pick yourself up by your bootstraps. Put in the work. Get good. Elbow grease.
I will also say not every game needs to be a game for you. Mm-hmm. I recognize my skills and certain things. That's why I'm not playing this game. Because I recognize I'm probably going to be shit at it and it's going to frustrate me and I'm probably not going to play. So I'm comfortable with that. You know what? I can live vicariously through the two of you and everybody in Discord who is absolutely enjoying it.
Baggins, I am being nice. I'm being nice to those who suck at games and need an easy mode. If there's an easy mode, play it. By all means, play it to your heart's content. I don't judge. I play stuff on easy mode just to get the hang of it.
Like what?
Oh, nothing. I was just trying to, trying to come down to the plebs level.
Plebs.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. All right, next up, Nintendo now has a U.S. patent on summoning characters and making them battle for you. The patent, which was granted last week, specifically describes situations wherein a console or other system is being used to run a video game from storage. The player controls a character in a virtual space. The player can perform an input command to make a sub-character appear, i.e. summon another character. If there's an enemy where the sub-character appears, the player can control a battle between the sub-character and the enemy. If there's no enemy where the sub-character appears, the sub-character will automatically move around, and the player can move the sub-character to a different location on the field, and if an enemy is there, they can control a battle between the sub-character and the enemy. What? This is legal jargon. The most obvious example of this patent is Action is a Pokemon game, where a player can summon Pokemon and use them to battle other Pokemon on their behalf. It could theoretically be interpreted to cover a number of other games, however. Another example could be Nintendo's Pikmin series, where players summon Pikmin and move them to different locations, triggering fights if they hit an enemy. There are already concerns online that Nintendo's new patent could lead to a number of lawsuits in which it sues any other company that tries to implement a summoning mechanic in its game, putting future titles in series like Persona at risk. However, whereas trademark law says that a company could lose its trademark if it doesn't challenge any infringements, this isn't the case with patents. While Nintendo has patented this mechanic, it can choose not to pursue any other company that decides to use it, and only do so when it feels its own IP is being threatened, i.e., whatever company, I can't think of it. The
Pocket Pair,
yes, with their blatant ripoff of Pokemon.
Well, thank God for this, because Nintendo isn't known for being extremely litigious.
no, never. So, it's not that big of a deal because they don't have to sue everybody. They could if they want to, but they don't have to. So I'm sure that they won't.
I don't understand how you can patent a genre. That would be like saying, I'm going to patent the slasher genre in movies.
It's not a genre. It's a mechanic.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of times what we're talking about is that the RPGs like Final Fantasy. Can we sue Square Enix then?
Well,
Because you own this?
that's the point I made earlier in the Discord today is like if you summon Bahamut or summon Shiva in Final Fantasy like you could in the early days, they didn't, yes, did they fight for you? Theoretically, yes. They showed up, they did some damage, and they left. And you couldn't really use them again unless you had enough materia or what have you. Enough mana and stuff. So this is a little bit different, but it's the same concept. You're summoning somebody else to fight for you. And companies, Square Enix and Squaresoft were doing it way before Nintendo was.
Well, I mean, it's weird because Pokemon, you don't really call them summons. Like
Right.
you have to catch them first and then I guess you let them out of their Pokeballs, which is kind of different. I mean, as Bravely Default has summoning in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Elder Scrolls Online has it. Diablo has it. The Necromancer class.
Mm-hmm.
What Coffee is saying is technically it's Final Fantasy III. And thank you, Coffee, for calling it Final Fantasy III.
He's actually, I think he means the one on NES.
The actual 3.
Yep.
What?
You could definitely summon in Final Fantasy.
Yeah, it's fine.
2.
Son of a...
I got all excited.
Yeah.
Stop.
And now he's laughing at you.
People do this to me.
Yeah, the one that immediately came to mind was Ni no Kuni.
Yep.
Because you have the little familiars you can summon.
Again, this is just Nintendo playing the same games they've done in the past, right? When they tried to eliminate rentals back in the day. So they went in and made some claims to try to get that to work, right? They put in the NES 10 chip inside their stuff so that you couldn't play bootleg games on Nintendo. I mean, they've been that company for a very long time. Mm-hmm. It's weird to me that they could potentially use this to sue companies that aren't releasing games on their own platform.
I guess it's weird to me that they were awarded this patent anyway, considering how common it is.
Right.
So if you have a game or a game series where this is already done, let's say Persona, are you grandfathered in?
I would hope so, but I'm going to start patenting the jump button. That's a game mechanic, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, but this is weird because they didn't create it. So how can you patent something that you didn't create?
Which is why I'm going to patent the jump button.
I know. Is this how they get away with it? Because they're so big, they have so much money coming in that it's like, you can't possibly think about going up against us in court. So sorry.
Right. Deep pockets.
Yeah.
Simon Astor says, how could you patent something you didn't create? Ask Thomas Edison.
Oh.
Soon.
Historical burn.
I don't think that's too soon.
But yeah, it will be interesting to see how Nintendo chooses to use this, because we did talk before that when they first came out with Pokemon, they did a really lousy job of trademarking and patenting their stuff. And so then they're just deciding decades later that, wait, other people can copy us. We don't want that. So it seems like now they're finally getting around to what they should have done back in the 90s. But them having it in the US, how is that going to affect other countries? Or other countries going to rightly say, no, this sounds like bullshit? Or are they going to let them have it? And then if they only are able to get the patent in the US, how is that going to affect how games are developed, where they're sold.
Elsewhere, yeah.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Well, and the interesting thing is I think this is just a deterrent, right? So they can say, oh, we recognize that you're releasing a game that's similar to this type of game that we sell, right? So what was the name? Pocket Pair was the developer. What was their big game?
Pal World.
Pale World, that's right. So another Pale World shows up. They can be like, well, you know, we heard about your game, and if you plan to release this, good luck.
It's like, what do you mean? What are you saying there? We're just saying good luck. What?
Nothing sinister, I said in my normal tone of voice.
Next up, Devolver Digital co-founder Nigel Lowry believes that Grand Theft Auto 6 could potentially be the first, I was going to say quintuple game.
Quintuple A game.
Lowry spoke with IGN on the topic of video game delays in the wake of massive releases like Grand Theft Auto 6 and Hollow Knight Silksong. Yet even as games shifted released due to Silksong, Lowry stated GTA 6 will be an industry-shaking event on a bigger scale. There are AAA games, and then there's quadruple A games, and I'd argue that Grand Theft Auto is potentially a
quintuple
game, stated Lowry. Sorry, can you still not see me?
Unfortunately, I can't see you.
Damn it. Okay. It's just bigger than anything. It's just bigger than anything else, both in the scope and scale of the game and the kind of cultural impact that it has and the attention it demands. Adam Lieb, CEO of video game marketing platform GameSite, echoed similar sentiments in the piece, noting, I would say that Grand Theft Auto for the last year and a half has been part of almost every conversation around launch dates I have heard. Lowry is correct, of course. GTA 6 is positioned to be a truly monumental release, one that threatens to overshadow not just other games coming out in 2026, but prior releases throughout the history of the industry. The term quintuple A is apt to describe such a monster, though giving gaming's official first quadruple A game Skull and Bones was truly a game like no other. GTA 6 has a big task ahead of it.
When do we stop?
We don't.
Dectuple?
This dial goes to 11.
I have questions. That Skull and Bones was truly a quadruple A game, and then it was gaming's official first quadruple A game? Who decided it was official? Like, is there a committee that does this?
The nerds of weights and measures came together.
Because what determines if it's a AAA game? The amount of money and stuff that's spent, the amount of money and the amount of hours it takes to develop it. Is that what defines a AAA game?
Yeah, but there's no like threshold. You're not going to, well, you know, if it's $120 million, right? But if it was 119, it's a double A.
Right. 119.99. Sorry, you're 1 cent before. We can't call you a AAA game.
Bill, quick, buy something from the vending machine. This is marketing, right? This is marketing to a T, where you can be like, well, ours is a quadruple, ours is a quintuple A game.
It's nonsense.
It's just complete bullshit. Don't get me wrong, though. I do see GTA 6 being a game that is going to be expensive and is also going to do well. So I'm not saying that it doesn't maybe deserve its own category. I don't know. But who cares at the end of the day?
Yeah, so I pulled up an article from Forbes back from February 2024 where Skull and Bones is a $70 game because it's quadruple A, says Ubisoft. And going through the article, the only ones who called it quadruple A were Ubisoft themselves, just trying to get you play their live service ongoing game. And it worked initially, which is maybe the reason that they're doing it now. But Skull and Bones had approximately 850,000 total players across all platforms on its first week. But right now it has 377. So, yeah, in a year and a half, it crashed and burned. So I reject the idea of calling GTA 6 a quintuple A game when we haven't even really solidified what it means to be a quadruple A game, other than just Ubisoft talking out of their ass.
Puzzle Butter says they are a sectuple A. Just ask them.
So, realistically speaking, a AAA game is an enormous budget, development and marketing, a large team of developers, high production values, and cutting-edge graphics and technology. And
all those things are subjective. Large, huge.
Yeah.
I mean, when you talk about the budget on the amount of money that you spend to develop the game, the amount of money you spend to market the game. I'm sorry if that means that you have a company that's willing to open up their coffers to do this, as opposed to Hollow Knight Silksong, which could very well be a AAA game and not just an indie game.
If it turned out like Shovel Knight, where it turned from just an indie platform into being licensed by all the big players.
Yeah.
Sure.
Cyrum says it'll be the first nth A game.
Nanotuple?
There's far too much math humor here.
Yes.
Nerdy math humor. It's too much for me. But just because they spent a ton on making this game, that is not the same thing as it being a quality game.
That's it. You've nailed it. The distinction of a AAA game doesn't mean it's a good game. Redfall I would say that probably had a decent budget, right?
I would say so, yeah.
Concord probably had a decent budget.
Concord, we know, had a big budget, and it didn't matter. So I guess it remains to be seen when GTA 6 launches, just because it's a highly anticipated sequel in a series that people are really, really hyped for. It's still, and I would bet money, still going to be the same GTA thing that we've seen 5 times prior.
And maybe Nigel is trying to get ahead of this, because I know that there's been some backsliding on making games that $80 threshold. Maybe what he's doing is posturing the game as being a quintuple A game so that they can justify that price point.
Yeah. So we'll see. But I have doubts. Press X for doubt.
Stay tuned. Last but not least, the new Street Fighter movie, which has been in the works since 2023, now has a cast and a release date. Oh, dear God. The film Hadouken its way into theaters on October 16th, 2026, and the cast includes some big names like Jason Momoa, 50 Cent, Orville Peck, and Eric Andre. Eric Andres, are you serious? According to a series of posts from an X account for the movie. The film from Capcom and Legendary Entertainment will be distributed by Paramount, which announced this week that it's also working on a live-action Call of Duty movie. The log line for the film reads, set in 1993, estranged Street Fighters Ryu and Ken Masters are thrown back into combat when the mysterious Chun-Li recruits them for the next World Warrior tournament. A brutal clash of fists, fate, and fury. But behind this battle royale lies a deadly conspiracy that forces them to face off against each other and the demons of their past. And if they don't, it's game over. This will be the third... Thank you. Yes, I'm a thespian. This will be the third live-action feature film based on the iconic Capcom video game franchise. The first Street Fighter movie, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme and Raul Julia, was released in 1994 and is a chef's kiss masterpiece. A much-loathed reboot, Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li, was released in 2009. Numerous Street Fighter television series and online shorts have been produced over the years.
I was hoping that Jackie Chan would come out and play again Chun-Li.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. There is a movie that he is in where he plays Chun-Li. Look it up.
I've just seen the GIFs. I figured that was a skit or something.
No, it's a movie.
It's a movie.
Mm-hmm. Are we talking, so it's a movie like Satan's Alley or The Fatties Fart 2, or what do you mean?
It's a movie like Rebel in the Bronx.
Like it was in theaters.
Oh.
Probably in China, potentially. I don't know.
I have not seen...
Okay. The film is City Hunter.
Okay.
A 1993 Hong Kong action comedy film.
Okay. Satisfaction says, "Was it a quintuple A movie?"
I understood that reference.
I think he should reprise his role. That's all I'm saying.
I will actually you a little bit actually because he's not playing Chun-Li. He dresses up as Chun-Li.
I know. It's not like it's the entire thing's a Street Fighter movie, but yes, he is in Chun-Li garb and he's doing the like, ooh, cutesy,
What was that?
Ooh.
That's a new soundbite. Ooh.
So, actually, the first question that I had when I saw the list for the cast for the new Street Fighter movie was, does Ryan approve of the casting for Cammy?
I was going to ask that.
And the way that she's going to wear the beret.
I don't give a crap about the beret.
That was the joke from years ago in the show. It was the beret.
I know. Who is playing Cammy?
Mel Jarnson.
Yeah, she was in the new Mortal Kombat for about 90 seconds till she got the business end of Kung Lao's hat right in her face.
Oh,
okay. I have yet to see a picture showing her cheeks.
That's the important part.
That is the most important part. Mel Jarson's butt. All right, butt. Wow, that made that query very small, and there's nothing. So,
guess you're just gonna have to see it and
right.
Yeah.
So Capcom is coming out with, or not Capcom, but Paramount is starting the train. Street Fighter movie, Call of Duty movie,
Sonic movies.
Yes, the Sonic movies have been great. I've seen only 1.5. It's like I haven't been diehard about seeing the Sonic movies. That's no knock on Sonic at all, or Coffee, who's in the chat. I love Sonic. It just for some reason the Sonic movies haven't resonated with me like the Mario movie has. But I'm curious as to if all of these are successes. We could potentially see another Tomb Raider movie. We could see a decent Final Fantasy movie, maybe.
Someone brought up a Double Dragon
remake.
Redo.
Yeah, like a remake of Double Dragon.
Yeah.
Because the first one is so oh my God.
That was GoldenEye. Yeah.
Yeah.
Putting that out into the universe. And they've been trying to reboot the Tomb Raider movies for a while.
Tekken85 said Tomb Raider TV show coming.
Yeah, they're doing an anime.
Mm-hmm.
Are you anticipating, like with bated breath, this new Street Fighter movie? Are you excited about it?
The casting has me going a lot of like, really? Like 50 Cent? Cody Rhodes?
I don't hate it.
Roman Reigns and
Eric Andre, I think. He could play Chun-Li as well.
Sophie Turner from Game of Thrones will star, I think. Ooh, yeah. What was I going to say? I just got Sophie Turner on the brain now.
Sam Disfaction says the next search is going to be for Sophie Turner's butt.
I'm on it.
Sophie Turner's butt.
But I will say this log line that they said in here where it was like, and if they don't, it's game over. So
yeah, that was fine.
That gives me a little bit of hope that they're not going to try to make this too serious.
Right. And it sounds like it's similar. It's the same formula. It's the original Mortal Kombat, which was the same formula as Enter the Dragon. Where it's going to be combat on one.
Mortal Kombat.
I hope that there is some fan service from the original.
Of course.
So I hope Jean-Claude Van Damme shows up in like the crowd and gets like punched in the face or something. Kylie Minogue.
Yeah.
Right? Wouldn't mind seeing her cheeks either. There's a theme. Yes, there is a theme.
Yeah, there's a theme. You didn't really see her cheeks in the first one, though.
I know. So we need to rectify that.
Yeah, a redemption.
Rectify it.
Rectify it.
Rectum. It almost killed him. Can we see Natalie Dormer's cheeks?
All the cheeks.
All of them. Release the cheeks. Shall we move on to our top 3 new releases for the week?
First up, Bubsy in the perfect Collection, out on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and PC. Is Bubsy a celebrated icon from the mascot wars of the early 90s or a platforming punchline? Bubsy in The Perfect Collection explores the franchise's troubled history and enduring popularity. A playable history that includes games, artifacts, and interviews. What could possibly go wrong? Next up, Garfield Kart 2, All You Can Drift. Out on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and PC. Fire up your engines because Garfield is waiting for you at the starting line. Play as one of the 8 cult characters from the Garfield universe. Fill up your carts, customize your look, and race away at breakneck speeds. And finally, Borderlands 4, out on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Borderlands 4 brings intense action, badass vault hunters, and billions of wild and deadly weapons to an all-new planet ruled by a ruthless tyrant. Crash into Kairos as one of 4 new vault hunters seeking wealth and glory. Wield powerful action skills, customize your build with deep skill trees, and dominate enemies with dynamic movement abilities in this mayhem-fueled looter shooter. So out of these 3, what are you in for, Ryan?
Garfield Kart 2 sounds fun.
You say that with a lot of enthusiasm.
Yes, you can tell I'm so incredibly excited for this game. So I'm going to say something that's probably controversial, but I've never liked Garfield. I'm sorry. I know. Lasagna. Sarcasm. I get it. Maybe it was like beyond my time or something, but like I've never been a fan of Garfield. I know. So I don't have enough nostalgia for Garfield to buy a game that's a poor man's version of Mario Kart. So, which brings me to Bubsy. I'm really looking forward to watching other people play this game for 3 days.
Yeah.
It's going to be all over Twitch, and then everyone's going to forget about it. Which brings me to Borderlands 4. Never played a Borderlands game. I don't think now is the right time to start. So, we are scoring a grand old goose egg this week. I am not picking up any of these games.
Okie doke. What about you, Donnie?
I got to share the same sentiment as Ryan. Okay, so Garfield, I love Garfield. Love the comic strips as a kid. Read them in the funnies in the paper, going to the Scholastic Book Fair and having enough money to buy the Garfield books, which I still have a couple to this day stored away someplace. But really, a racer? A Garfield? Like, come on, man. Why not just make Garfield as a character in Mario Kart instead of making a whole game around Garfield, somebody who's not relevant, hasn't been relevant in quite some time? I question the business move on this. I'm pretty sure that this might they sell 1,000 copies or something like that, and then it just goes, because realistically speaking, it's on the Switch. Why would you buy this game and not Mario Kart for your kids?
Next week, they're releasing Mr. Magoo Kart.
Or Doonesbury Kart.
Well, for one, Garfield Kart 2, All You Can Drift, has a standard price of $29.99 versus $80.
No way I'm paying $30 for a Mario Kart ripoff.
Well, this might be for the budget-conscious family or whatever. If you can't afford, sorry, I just can't afford $80 for this, but here's a racer that you could play with your friends. Mom, nobody's playing this game. You can still play the game and have fun because it's got the same mechanics.
We got Mario Kart at home.
Exactly. Yes, we do. The Chef Boyardee of Mario Karts.
So, controversy here. This is actually the 3rd Garfield Kart game.
But it says 2.
Because apparently there was Garfield Kart, the original, in 2013, and its successor, Garfield Kart Furious Racing, in 2019, which apparently had a total of 10,221 known purchasers.
So how much do they think they're? So
it was enough, I guess, for them to make a sequel.
But if the price point is completely different. The last time that they sold it, it's probably more. So you're $30 for this game. They're going to see that amount of people drop.
Is Garfield like public domain now that it's free to use his shit. So that's why we decided to. I'm assuming it's not. I'm just saying, if you're only selling 10,000 of a game.
It's not something as old as Peanuts, where I think Peanuts is in the public domain and Garfield
I know.
Not.
I think the Scholes family probably still owns it.
I would bet so as well.
I'll take you up on that bet. Anyway, not picking up Garfield 2. Bubsy, The Perfect Collection. I like Bubsy, but not enough to drop money on a collection of this games. Interviews? Really? I can go on YouTube and get that interview, watch that interview for free. So no thanks. I'm not going to buy a collection of this. Borderlands 4. I'm with Ryan. Have never played a single Borderlands game. Nothing about those games have even remotely interested me. So this week, it's a big fat 0. I will continue to play Silksong and Adventures of Samsara.
Nice.
Tegan85 says Winnie the Pooh is the big public domain one. And that's actually a good point, because until you've gotten a really shitty, really bloody horror movie, like low budget horror movie based on your IP, then you're not public domain.
My honey pot.
That was really good.
Get your damn hands out of my honey pot. Blue, what are you picking this week?
So, Bubsy, I already am playing a platformer that makes me rage right now, so I don't need another. I think you're right, Ryan, in that it will be a meme purchase for the vast majority of people. Haha, let's play it. Let's see how awful it is. And then after a couple days, they're going to be screaming and pulling their hair out. And I can't believe I spent money on this. And now it's just going to sit in the library forever and never be touched again. Garfield Kart 2, All You Can Drift. I did at least watch the trailer, and it looks like we got Mario Kart at home. The thing that bothered me the most, aside from the visuals being really cheap, obviously, is that they have the carts going over all these jumps, and when they land, it's just like thunk. Like you don't feel the cart landing like it should after it just did a 50-foot jump. It just boom. So the whole thing it just feels like they half-assed it. And I was a huge Garfield fan as a child. And then I grew up a little bit and I realized how one note it is. But there's still some nostalgia for those characters. And I think what they should have done instead, if this IP is available for gaming, is they should have made like a Untitled Goose Game type scenario for Garfield to run around and cause trouble.
Yeah.
I think that would have been far more authentic to the character.
Lasagna power-ups and...
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Kicking dogs and all that kind of stuff. So
hey, no.
And that brings us to Borderlands 4. I have never played a Borderlands game, though we own a couple and I've watched Mr. Blue play them. And I will say that before, at least, they seem to have a unique identity where they had a certain tone, a certain sense of humor, just a certain vibe about them. And that feels like that is all gone in the trailer for this newest one, where now that it's co-op and it's all, they've tried to make the story dial it back and make it more serious. Now it looks like every other co-op shooter out there,
right? Basically,
with the same like booming bass music in the background of the trailer that is in the background of the trailer for everything ever, every action game, every action movie. They all have the same background sound effects in their trailers, and so does Borderlands 4. And it just seems like whatever was unique about the series is not present in this new one. Now, I could be wrong. This could be just the trailer, but that's my initial thought on it. So Queen Sleep this week of all goose eggs.
All right, so before we move on, let's take a quick break to talk about our sponsor. This segment is proudly sponsored by the Retro Game Club podcast. It's a fantastic family-friendly retro gaming podcast, and each episode, Rob and a guest pick 2 games to play and discuss, as well as other news, interviews, and other topics. They'll be playing through Banjo-Kazooie and Castlevania Bloodlines. Visit them at retrogameclub.net or follow the link in the show notes. I got to play Castlevania Bloodlines for the first time for an episode of Retro Blast podcast, and I have to say I was super impressed with that game because I didn't have a Genesis growing up, so
yeah,
I actually bought the game and played it, and it is such a love letter to the like original NES Castlevania games. I would argue, and I'll probably catch flack for this, I think it's better than Super Castlevania 4.
Oh, I 100%.
I will say there are a lot of people who just clutched their pearls though.
Well, you notice I was clutching my little goth choker. I was surprised to see these two titles come up this week because they've been doing the show for so long that they've been in the weeds of picking retro games. But these are like high profile titles. I'm surprised they haven't done them yet. Castlevania Bloodlines is fantastic. I prefer Castlevania 4 though. Super
Castlevania 4 is fine.
It just feels like a Castlevania game. When you think of Castlevania, like the original on the NES, Bloodlines is much closer to that experience, I think.
Well, when you say it's like it feels like a Castle. I mean, Super Castlevania 4 feels like a Castlevania game, but like you said, it's closer to Bloodlines is closer to what we know on the NES.
Right. The mechanics are similar. They've added a lot of stuff in Super Castlevania 4 that, yes, it is a Castlevania game, and it certainly feels that way. It's further away from the experience of the first one.
You don't like the Wiggly Whip?
Yeah, they're just a hang. Yeah, I was going to say that. It just sits there, it just dangles.
What's not to like with the dangly Wiggly Whip?
Like, oh, I could do something. I mean, Castlevania 2 is still a Castlevania game, but it's far away from being an actual, Castlevania game. So
it just has that awesome soundtrack.
That's the only thing it has going for it. Fight me.
I will not, because I agree.
That's right.
All right. Thank you for coming, students. Please take your seats and welcome to Professor Rybread's Nostalgia 101. For this week's ending segment, thought we would talk about a recent experience of mine. As you're probably aware, I love physical media. I am a huge fan, of course, of video game physical media. I've been collecting that for a while. But recently getting into my own apartment, I've expanded my desire for kind of old physical media. And it started off with collecting like a bunch of VHS tapes, right? I had a VHS player, so I started buying VHS tapes. Had a friend buy a laser disc for me as a joke, right? Which was Bloodsport. I love Bloodsport, but right, exactly. So that encouraged me. I was like, oh, I want to watch it. So I ended up buying a Laserdisc player. Well, 2 weekends ago, my parents have been visiting. They wanted to come see me during the summer, take a little bit of time off, and they flew down here. And the second day that they were here, on Facebook Marketplace, a posting comes up of a lot of Laserdiscs, which was ironic because like 2 days before that, there was a lot of Laserdiscs, about 30 or 40 of them, had some really good titles in them. And I messaged the person to say, hey, are these for sale still? And they're like, just went pending. And it was like that thing popped up really quick too. So it had only been live for a few minutes and somebody had already bought them. So it almost seemed like this was serendipity coming into play. I got to give my parents some credit here. Coming to see me, and then my choice is to go drive an hour to go pick up some Laserdiscs. I appreciate them for being good sports. And in fact, I'll explain a little bit further as to why they were good sports for that one. But I always found Laserdiscs like interesting, right?
Of course.
It is the exact same size as a vinyl album, like an LP. It's a movie, right? And it almost is like, I don't know, the like cooler version of Betamax, right? It was the less popular medium for people to watch movies and stuff on. But there we go. Tombstone. So Donnie is showing one of his Laserdiscs that he's got.
Well, it's not mine. It's somebody else's.
Gotcha.
This is way cooler than the VHS. It's way cooler than a DVD. It's big. It looks like an LP, a vinyl record.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of times what I've found is that Laserdiscs too, they sometimes they open up and they've got additional artwork in the inside. There are certain Laserdiscs that come with books and stuff with them as well. So it's more than just the movie itself. There's a lot of really cool things that come along if you purchase a Laserdisc. Well, the listing the total number of Laserdiscs in the collection was 275.
Damn.
Jeez.
Yeah. So The guy had a list of all of them, like, in the actual thing. So he had like printed out and typed, which looked like it was on a typewriter because the paper, the way it was set up. Yeah.
Well, clearly this person has an appreciation for old things. So,
Right.
So you like Ryan?
Exactly. Middle finger for you right there. So I show up to the guy's house. He takes me downstairs. He actually sold me the Laserdisc player along with it because he didn't know what to do with it. And his Laserdisc player does not require me to flip the Laserdisc when one side is done.
Fancy.
Nice. Right. So now I have 3 Laserdisc players. 2 that work. That's a whole other story. And so I get down there and I look up, and its entire wall is those IKEA cubes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I
like that.
Yeah, similar to that, but imagine the entire wall and then all the way to the ceiling as well.
Okay.
So I get down there and I see all of them, and I was like, holy shit, is this everything? And then he goes, all right, so from here over are the laser discs. I was like, oh, thank God. Because to the other side of it, it was floor to ceiling of it, and it was all albums that he owned. So I was like, all right.
Are those for sale? Or...
Right. I just said, like, how the hell am I going to get this home?
I brought a 79 Pinto, man.
It's so... My dad and my mom are with me on this trip, and I'm downstairs. I must have been down there for like half an hour talking to this guy. But the thing is, like, I don't have anything to carry this with to bring it. And he didn't plan on figuring out how I was going to transport it.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah. And so I get there and I'm like, I got nothing to carry this with. And I was like, do you have any boxes? Because I know the guy told me he was moving and everything. And he was like, let me go look. So he was gone for like a good 15 minutes. I go upstairs, have my dad come down, and we're going through these. And there is just some really, really cool titles that are a part of this. It's got like the original Fantasia, which is this collector's edition that has all these extras that go along with it. And it's like, it's the front of it's embossed and it's really beautiful looking. It's got things that are much older. So the old school, like black and white, silent Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde is on there, right? There's a thing called That's Entertainment, which is 4 laser discs, right? And it's all the kind of just post vaudeville entertainment, right? Where it's all the big names from early Hollywood and all the different short films that they did. So you can watch that to your heart's content. I brought up that the Louvre tour was one of them. We had talked about that a little while back. But I also wanted to share some of the cool ones that I was excited to kind of own here. So I've got a stack of them here that I brought. Our first one here, of course, is the original Back to the Future, one of my favorite movies of all time. I really, really love this, and I got a special place in my heart for this. Went to Universal Studios, and I got asked to come on the stage for their live show for Back to the Future, so I got to play as Marty in the DeLorean at Universal Studios, so that was cool. Zach, huge thanks, is going to be happy about this one.
The Thing, excellent.
Yes, so The Thing, which I actually was super excited about because I recently got to watch that for the first time, and I love it. So really excited to see that in 480p.
I'm so happy you like that movie.
Yeah. This one, which was important to me.
Star Wars.
OG Star Wars before all of the crappy updates with the special editions.
Yeah, before Greedo shot first bullshit.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and it comes all 3. So it's the original, even before The New Hope was listed. So it's Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi.
All 3 are in that same one?
No, not this one, but I have all 3.
Okay.
Next one, Donnie, is you know what? Actually, I forgot to take this one out. I was planning on putting it in the trash.
Yeah, you already, you did that joke where you took a picture of like, oh, I'm taking out the trash today, and you put the Lost Boys Laserdisc in there. If you don't want it, send it to me.
I might actually. All right, and we got Flash.
He saved
every one of us. So it's got Flash Gordon, which I'm excited for. Death to Ming.
Is there a Garfield Laserdisc in there?
No, thankfully.
No? Okay.
And the last one, I actually spent a lot of money trying to get the VHS version of this. But it is
Heavy Metal.
a Heavy Metal on Laserdisc. Yeah.
Oh, that one's great.
Oh yeah, and this movie was banned in Australia for up until like the mid 2010s.
Like, ooh, animated boobies.
I know, right? I mean, there's gratuitous violence in it as well, which is fantastic.
Yeah, that rarely upsets people the way boobies do.
Mm.
Super excited about that purchase. I basically bought a collection, if you think about it in that way. Where this guy had spent years collecting these. So hugely thankful that it was all kind of in one go. There's a lot in there that doesn't necessarily excite me, but that's still okay. If I feel inclined or if I need to sell something, I could probably sell those in a lot to somebody if I wanted to. So I think it's a fun investment. And what I thought was really cool is that as soon as brought it home, you know, the guy had come down, he had brought a few boxes. I actually got like those grocery bags that people get for Aldi's, you know, the like,
heavy plastic ones,
like that whole thing. And it filled up my entire trunk of my car. So get it home, unpack it. And that's what me and my folks did for like a day and a half, was just watch Laserdiscs, which was super fun. And just watching some of the classic movies, introduced my mom to like Blade Runner.
Oh, she'd never seen that?
Nope. She had never seen
Blade Runner. Blade Runner.
Right. We watched Hunt for Red October, which I think she had only seen part of. She fell asleep during it. So she watched the whole thing this time around.
The Hunt for Red October.
Yeah. It also introduced both my parents to Kurosawa's Seven Samurai, which was in there as well.
Okay.
Tough flick if you don't want to read, but outside of that, great movie.
Did you guys watch Heavy Metal?
We didn't.
No? Okay.
Watch Heavy Metal. No.
Weird.
I know, right? You know?
I figured you would introduce your mom to Heavy Metal.
You know what? I've got the VHS for her, so I'll send her that. She can watch it on her own time. But yeah, super fun. Super glad I did it. And someday, I think one of the things I'll do is I'll actually post pictures of everything so you guys can kind of see what's in there. A lot of really, really cool titles.
Nice.
Yep.
There's no outro for that?
I'm done talking.
Okay, there you go. So now that Ryan's done talking and telling us about his tales and going down into a strange guy's basement, we can wrap up this episode. Thank you for listening to episode 182 of Gamers Week Podcast, and a big thank you to the Retro Game Club Podcast, Love Retro BTW, Pixel Pond Production Company, and absolutely the best podcast, A Work in Progress, for sponsoring this episode. Don't forget to check out their links in the show notes. If you want to connect with Gamers Week, follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky at Gamers Week PC. Watch us right here on Twitch at twitch.tv/Gamers Week Podcast, where we will record live every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. You can email us at gamersweekpodcast@gmail.com. You can visit our merch store at gamers-week-podcast.creator-spring.com. Or if you want to do it the easy way, follow the link in the show notes. And last but not least, join us on Patreon at patreon.com/gamersweek. And finally, since you made it all the way to the end of this episode, please leave us a rating and a review to let us know how we did. We really do value your feedback. And while you're there, consider subscribing on iTunes, Spotify, or your podcast platform of choice. Now, I want to say something really quickly, that Ryan has started to become me. I go into strangers' houses and their basements for video games. Ryan does it for Laserdiscs. So we all have our kink that we're willing to just bypass all logical thinking to get our hands on them. And we've now found Ryan's. So
what am I willing to go to a stranger's basement for? I already have Silksong. GoldenEye says Hollow Knight paraphernalia.
That would work.
That would work.
When is enough Hollow Knight paraphernalia?
The limit does not exist.
The limit does not exist. Okay.
Yeah.
I've gotten asked that question before. When is enough enough? And the answer is always never.
I don't know. I think in that basement you saw when enough was going to be enough, when you thought that you were going to have to take all of it instead of only half of it.
Wait, that phrasing? What? When I walked out of this basement and I realized I was going to have to take all of it.
I was relieved because I only had to take half of it. So. Phrasing's not a thing anymore. We don't
On
do
that note, I think we'll say goodnight. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. We greatly appreciate another successful week. New followers, new patrons to our Discord. We can't wait to talk with you in there. So do it. Sign up today and join the community. See what we're talking about on stream. When you don't get the joke, we're there in Discord. You can see everything for yourself. Ryan and Donnie competing for Basement Daddy.
This is going to be a fun competition.
Out of context, that sounds even better.
Break out to Gimp. Gimp's sleeping. Got to wake him up, right? Thank you again. We'll be back next Monday for a live uncut and next Wednesday for a live episode. So thank you again. Have a good night. We'll see you later. Bye.
When you go into a basement, always let people know where you're going.
That's true. Wise words.
And being that we are all big Mel Gibson film fans, we thought maybe you could help us.
Ah, my nipples, they hurt! They hurt when I twist them!
Yes, I don't suppose you have any creative ideas how to fight these terrorists.
How about this? You have that videotape that the terrorists made, right? Well, maybe if you did a background check on that videotape, you might find somebody who doesn't belong. Somebody who doesn't fit in Imagination Land. Oh!
Hey, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Say what you want about Mel Gibson, but the son of a b****'s no story structure. Get the videotape and do a background check on everyone in it.
Oh, yes!
Welcome to Gamers Week Uncut.
Welcome to Gamers Week Uncut.
Welcome to Gamers Week Uncut, patrons with benefits. This is the unscripted, patron-only bonus cast with less editing and more dirty jokes. We don't know where the conversation will go, but we're sure it will be weird.
This fish just went right on my nipple. And I'm just like,
I Google Street Fighter 6. The first search result that comes up is people think they can see Ryu's in the Street Fighter 6 reveal.
Listen up here, kids. You're not going to want to get one of those VD-STDs things, right? Make it fall off. When you go, grab a pro. You'll be doing it for America.
that was perfect.
If you want to hear weekly episodes of our patron-only bonus cast, join us at patreon.com/gamersweek.